Hello, YouTube. So it's Friday, June 17th, 2022, 4:14 p.m. Just got my Cox internet paid for the month. Paid it a little bit early, which is a good thing. Of course, now comes the challenge of trying to get the roommate's portion of it. You know, she had actually been paying that in full since, like, basically it's a redundant thing for me. I'm getting free unlimited internet through my Obama phone. Now, granted, it's kind of slow, but it does work. In fact, I would say at this point I use it for uploading. I want to say probably about 2/3 of my vlogs, believe it or not. Now, sometimes it might take me an hour and a half for a 20-minute vlog to upload, which is, you know, painfully slow, but it's not really a problem. A lot of the times, like, if you notice when I'm uploading my videos, they're at completely random times, and sometimes, like, I'll just be on one of my breaks at Amazon, and no, I don't do any of that stuff on the Amazon Wi-Fi. It's not blocked. I probably could. I don't think it's blocked, but yeah, I don't really. I'm not saying that I don't trust Amazon's Wi-Fi, but I don't trust Amazon's Wi-Fi. I guess I am saying I don't trust Amazon's Wi-Fi. I'm reasonably sure that part of the terms of service that I agree to, and nobody reads that. I haven't read that. When I agree to that, I'm probably saying that I won't do something like that. But even if I'm not saying that I won't do something like that, like upload a large video, I'm certainly giving their AI consent, and I'm saying AI because I highly doubt a person would be doing this, but giving their AI consent to examine absolutely everything, every packet that I'm sending through their Wi-Fi, and yeah, I'd rather not I'd rather not be handing them all my private data on a plate, even though I'm making it public on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really want that. I don't want that to be an activity that's scrutinized by Amazon's AI. So, anyway, moving right along. Last video, by the way, cut off by, as you probably assumed, cut off by me running out of space on my micro SD card. Yeah, I'm going to get on top of that one of these days. I'm not sure when. Probably when I'm able to start using my iPhone. So I did mention I did find my my SIM card, which was missing. I haven't got it installed yet. Which, for those that are used to doing that, they're probably like, why haven't you got it installed? Why, you know, what's the problem? And for me, the problem is bad vision, fumbly fingers, and not really having the proper tooler and a minimal amount of experience. Now, I have swapped out my own SIM card on my iPhone before, so it's not like it's my first time doing it, but that's actually part of why I'm not so eager to do it, just because I remember the struggles I had last time. The struggles being that by the time I cut the SIM card down to the size it's just small. There's different sizes that SIM cards can be trimmed to for different phones, and by the time I get it cut down to fit into the iPhone, it's at its smallest possible size, which makes the SIM card smaller than the fingernail on my pinky, and it's, you know, thin as a credit card. So it's something I can just, my butterfingers can easily drop, and then my bad eyes can't see. So, once it's been dropped. So, yeah, super paranoid of losing it. Might be a little bit different if I was dealing with a phone company that is local, where if I lose it, I could just go to their store down the street and say, like, hey, person who works at Cricket, I don't know what the fuck happened to my SIM card. I was putting it in, it fell in the carpet. Can you help me with this? But since Mint Mobile doesn't have any actual physical locations, and their customer service is all I believe it's all Zendesk and based in Asia, or in India, which is in Asia. And difficult to get through to people, difficult to understand the people when you do get through to them. There's that help is not there for me. But I'm going to get it installed. I am. In fact, I'm hoping to get that done when I get over to Bullock's today. I was going to do it last night. I was focused on so many other things. In the beginning, running my show, and then after the show, I was kind of focused on what I was working on with my computer, and then breaking everything down. I do already have everything broken down, so I won't be working on music at all today. So the last video when I got cut off, I was talking about, anyways, the reason I was mentioning that is 128 gigs of data, wide open free on this new iPhone. So it'll be a while till I have to stress out about, oh shit, I'm out of space for video. Although I do need to stay proactive on that, so when it does happen, I'm not in the same boat I'm in right now of just trying to keep ahead of it, and every so many videos being cut off. But anyway, so what was I going to say? Everything's packed up, and that's because, and I think I've mentioned it, I'm working an overtime shift tonight. So with my schedule being what it is, Amazon's imposing mandatory overtime days on everybody right now. I'm really curious what the legalities of that are, but I'm assuming a company like Amazon has probably researched that and found that they can get away with it. And let's face it, there's not much in the way of labor laws in Arizona that protect workers. So, not even saying that's a good or a bad thing. It's just a thing. The libertarian in me is like, yeah, no laws, fuck laws. But the wage slave is like, well, this fucking sucks. So, Anyway, when I first found out that this was going to become a thing, and that my mandatory mandatory overtime shift. In other words, we are being scheduled for 50 hours a week. And even though everybody, when they signed up as a full-time Amazon associate, agreed to a specific schedule of 40 hours a week, which you picked out when you got hired, presumably to work around the other things in your life that you have obligations to, which most everybody has some things they're obligated to. The biggest one I have is my show at Bullock's on Thursday nights. Anyway, when you pick that shift, like, I don't recall agreeing to, hey, we're going to impose an additional 10 hours a week on you, and we'll let you know when the time comes when that's going to be. But that's pretty much what I got from HR when I took the issue to HR of like, look, I can do an extra 10 hours a week. I like coming in and working Saturday night. I've been doing that, off and on lately, but no can do Thursday. And they were like, well, you need to try to get yourself onto a different schedule. No, my schedule is perfect. My full-time schedule is perfect. This is obviously not going to be a permanent thing. I hope it's not going to be a permanent thing. But, at least I knew it was coming. And big thanks to Joe for pointing that out to me. So I've been watching the A to Z app on my schedule for that day to appear, and I did see it in my app before they started putting more notices around the building about it. And I forget what day it was. I want to say it's like a week ago, maybe over a week ago. Yeah, it was definitely over a week ago. I want to say it was like last Thursday, maybe Wednesday, a week ago, or maybe even Wednesday a week ago. Anyway, I caught it pretty early, but what I did was, there's a thing that they've recently added to the A to Z app called Shift Swap, and it's a little different than what shift swapping is at traditional smaller employers that I've worked for. Like the way swapping a shift would work, like for me, it's never really been a thing. At least it's not been a thing for a long, long time, because what I'm doing as a karaoke host is I'm the product. I can't just swap shifts with an employee. I don't really have an employee to do that. But I see often, like at the bars that I work at, bartenders doing that, where there's the schedule and there's the regular schedule, but one of the bartenders needs a night off for their child's graduation or something, and and then they get another bartender that doesn't normally work that night to cover that shift for them, and then in exchange they cover some other shift that other bartender doesn't work. Usually it's a shift of their, it's a non-money shift, so they end up losing some money by doing that shift swap, but they're able to have their personal life like they want to have their personal life, need to have their personal life, and be there for the kids. And then the other bartender gets the opportunity to make more money, so it ends up being kind of a win-win situation. But that's something that management doesn't do that. That's done on just a personal level, and there's generally a procedure of letting management know, hey, we're swapping shifts, just FYI. I remember that being an issue sometimes at Gilligan's where it wasn't management per se, it was more like, the owners were handling the scheduling, but where Captain Mike would be irritated is like, look, I don't care if you guys switch shifts, but fucking tell me about it before you do it, so I know. That's all, just tell me. I'm not going to tell you no, probably. I might be ready for that. This is one of those stretches of road that has way more traffic than it really should have. And I know I'm part of the problem driving on it, but it's still my best route from where I'm at. So I'm driving on it. At least I'm driving safely on it. And I do feel sorry for the people that have houses on this street. I would hate to have this much traffic in front of my house. But I wouldn't buy a house on this street for that very reason. Anyway, where was I? So shift swap on Amazon, it doesn't work like that. In fact, I have no idea, and I have no way of knowing who I swapped a shift with. Basically, if I have a shift and I don't want to work it, and of course, but I still want to maintain my hours or whatever. Like, there's different options for taking a day off. One of them is and it's a new one. It's called shift swap. So basically, I put it out there as I would like to swap the shift, and it puts it into the pool. I'm not really sure how it works from the position of the person who takes the shift. My guess is that it just puts it in the pool of available extra shifts, and when somebody takes it, they probably don't even know that it was taken as a shift swap. I just simply get notice that my shift has been covered, and that I am now obligated to cover their shift, or possibly it's they're putting in for shift swaps, like they don't want to work this one. I don't know the ins and outs of it. It hasn't been explained, or if it has been explained, I didn't really read the memo like I should have. All I know is it worked. I put it in that I can't work Thursday. I am available to work the following Friday or Saturday. At first I was just going to put in Saturday. I'm like, you know what? I better just double my options of this working and put in Friday or Saturday. And I want to say it was within an hour, maybe even less, that I got a text message. I did need to update my text message settings so they would come on this phone, which took a little bit of work because I got to go digging to find this phone's number. That's Brittany's phone number. I don't know that number. So, I had to go digging through my properties to find out what it is and put it in the app just to make sure I got that message. But yeah, within I want to say less than 2 hours, I got a text message saying that the shift had been covered. I'm like, awesome. And interestingly enough, like, I've been getting pretty steady text messages and emails just reminding me, hey dude, you swapped a shift. Don't forget, you're not coming into work Thursday, you are coming into work Friday. So definitely the automated portion of Amazon's HR is doing its due diligence to keep me informed of decisions that I made so I don't forget them. So that's a good thing. So yeah, I'm very keenly aware that I have a shift in 2.5 hours. It's 4:28, so 7 o'clock. So 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 2.5 hours. So obviously I'm not going to be doing any drinking, or certainly nothing more than like a beer here at Volux. But hey, I can certainly come in and imbibe in dollar tacos, have a little bit of social time. It's certainly better than laying in bed alone, being frustrated about a so-called significant other that's in the other room that isn't interested in touching me. And even though I do believe she gets off today at 5 p.m. or maybe 5:30, I know, like, I would stay home if I thought as soon as she got off the clock and was able to take her headphones off and be out of her little cubicle in my daughter's room, that she was going to climb in bed and have a little, bedroom fun time with me before I had to leave. Because I mean, if she gets off at 5:30, I don't have to leave till almost 6:30. That's an hour of like quality time. That would mean the world to me if she was into it. But I mean, she's made it very, very clear she's not. So why should I bother? Why should I frustrate myself with that? Why should I be laying there in bed wishing that she would come to me or trying to get her attention when I know that when she gets off, she's either going to go directly into her nest in the living room. And, well, that's an interesting sign. Dude, if you're hungry, go to a food bank. Get the fuck out of the road. Like, seriously, it's 4:30. In a half hour, Yonder House is going to be serving dinner. And you're about a half hour walk away, so you should probably get moving. Anyway, sorry, just so, it's not that I don't feel for the homeless people, but that guy's just, I've been there, and he's just not doing it right. He's a traffic hazard right there, and a nice one. So, and a bum, god damn it. Anyway, hey, I just noticed a shortcut I could have taken. We'll explore that next time I do this drive. Anyway, he, so shift swap work, that's a good thing. And so I figured I'd rather, one of my regular singers has been talking about her and I hanging out, but it just doesn't seem to quite ever work out. Anyway, she's like, well, we can hang out today. I don't think she realized that today means that we gotta hang out before 6:30 because I gotta go to work, and it's probably not gonna be a big time window because I need some sleep before I go to work. But, there is no shaded parking. Darn it. Well, that sucks. I do believe the Lunchbox Cafe is already closed, but no need for me to use their private parking, I don't think. I could be wrong. I don't know what that SUV on the left of me is doing. They're not exactly in a parking spot, but they're not exactly moving or in the street either. Hey, he's looking at his phone. Of course he is. This isn't an official parking spot, but I'm going to park here. It gets me a little bit of shade. So I've noticed sometimes, this is like the most trivial thing possible, but I've noticed sometimes that there's like a little circle in my windshield, and I was wondering, what the fuck? I clean my windshield all the time. What's it coming from? And I just realized it's from this. It's from this sunshade. It's got a suction cup on that side. I was supposed to have one on both sides, but I lost the other one like the day I bought it. Just popped out the package. I didn't know that was part of the package, and it's like, whoop, there it went. Never saw it again. Somewhere probably under the seat of this car where I can't reach. But yeah, I realized that that's the residue left from sticking that. So anyway, yeah, it's I think it's like 113 outside, so I'm definitely, and the sun is out, so I'm definitely putting my sunshade up, so it's not retarded hot when I get back in my vehicle. Let's see, that needs to come inside with me. I do need to remember I need to go to Ross. I really should have went to Ross while I was over at damn, I should have got socks when I was at Cox. I totally forgot about that because I was at a strip mall where I probably could have got socks. I do need to buy socks before I get to work. I do not have socks on. I have my safety shoes with me. It's going to be a problem if I don't get to work with socks on. Because I'm going to end up having to wear those without socks, and I'm sure that'll get me blistered to hell. Especially when I start pulling wood with a pallet jack. Anyway, I'm not sure what point I was trying to make, but such is the nature of my vlogs. Last video got cut off. I was talking about my microphones. Yeah, it's stupid anyway. I guess in case you were listening to that and you were curious what the issue was with the sound, it wasn't low batteries. It wasn't any issue with my microphones. I was overloading the input channel on the mixer, which I've always been very diligent about not doing before, but I did such a quick changeover from the audio of the game to the audio of my championship series game, NBA championship series game last night, I did such a quick transition of that I forgot that I have to make sure that the input level, there's like a trim pot where you adjust the input level on that particular line input, and that for whatever reason the analog line output from the cable box it's really low, and if there's a way I can make it louder, I haven't explored that to figure it out, but yeah, I have to kind of ride that gain kind of high to get that level to sound good. I mean, there's no noise in it, it's clean, it's a clean feed, but yeah, I forgot to bring that down, so mine was fully overloading it. Anyway, live and learn. I corrected it in the last hour of the show. Anyway, I'm at Bullocks. I'm gonna go get my tacos. Hopefully that shit comes to hang out with me, and if not, sure, I'll see other cool people. So it's all good. Thanks for coming with me on a drive.
I mean, they're not into it.